Hello, welcome back to another video. Today's is actually a very exciting one. I'm going to be talking about DaVinci Resolve and why I use DaVinci Resolve It's really simple, to be honest. I'm broke. Like, I have no money. So I can't pay for Premiere Pro, which was the editor that I was editing on for a very long time. Started back in 2020, 2021. Back when I had a gaming channel. Anyway, enough about that. This video editor is just awesome. With my experience with DaVinci Resolve over like the last year, 2 years or so, I've been able to do a lot more than I was with Premiere Pro. Now I know I didn't dive as deep as I could have dived in Premiere Pro as much as I did DaVinci. Knowing that I can possibly do everything in one setting just takes a lot off my mind. Because Premiere Pro, if I wanted to do After Effects, I'd have to go to a different tab, you know. In DaVinci Resolve, that's integrated with the Fusion panel in the DaVinci Resolve software, which is super awesome and super convenient. And as a content creator on YouTube, being able to craft a video from scratch through the editing process, that's the part I enjoy the most. Going out, shooting, thinking of ideas, brainstorming, meh. But sitting down for hours with a cup of coffee, just editing away, there is nothing more I would rather do as a content creator than edit. So I highlighted a couple of points as to why DaVinci Resolve is the editor I use. I mean, obviously the main one being that it's free and because I can't afford anything else. For the second point, I love the layout of DaVinci Resolve. I just find very intuitive and very beginner friendly / it's easy to get around. I'm not really comparing it to Premiere Pro. I'm just comparing it to my first time experience, the first time I used it up until now. So they have a layout system which is chronological in the way you should be doing your video editing. And this is something that I'm learning as a video editor. Order is key, right? You need to have processes, you need to have sections, you need to have a workflow. That is important. You just can't dump your footage and then start editing. You'll get lost, speaking from experience. So starting off, you have the media bin. This is where you can import your files from your desktop. You move on to the next page, which is the cut page. So in here, you can just double click and then you can scrummage through your scene, see which part you want to take. I go over there, click O, and then from there you can just drag that specific part onto your playhead. So this is the edit page. This is where you just edit your video the way you want to do it. This is not a guide or how-to video. I'm just showing you why I like DaVinci Resolve. And then from then you can move on to Fusion. Fusion is something I haven't used that much yet because my computer CPU cannot take it. I literally only have 8 gigs of RAM on this laptop. Laptop is not the best, but it's been doing me solid for a very good time. So in Fusion is where you can do custom animations, VFX. Moving on, you have the color correcting. DaVinci Resolve originally was just a color grading software. That's what they used for like pro films and everything. Apparently, I'm learning this as well. And so the color grading scheme is something that I'm still also getting used to, but I love it because it's very intuitive. So they have these things called nodes, which if you come from Premiere Pro or Final Cut, you have things that are called layers. They're kind of like layers. And so you can do a color grade on one specific node. I've recently started using nodes. Before I would just color grade the entire sequence with one node because I didn't know how to use multiple nodes, but now I do. And it's made my life a lot easier. And then moving on to that, you have the Farlight type. This is where all your audio is mixed, made sound good. This is where I edit my covers as well. Link here to the bedroom sessions. And then you have the export page. You can set the format and everything. But anyway, this is just to show that the layout of DaVinci is very easy and very simple to understand. It does take time and practice to be able to integrate that in your workflow. But for me, as somebody who does content creation for a lot of the time, this has been very helpful. This is pretty much it. There wasn't much else to it. So if you do use Premiere Pro, if you do use Final Cut Pro, and you don't want to have to pay for them, DaVinci Resolve is great because there's a free version of it that you can get. There's only like 5% that you get more from buying the full version, right? You get 90 to 95% of the bought version in the free version. So you're not losing out much. And since pretty much everybody that I know, in terms of YouTubers that I know that is using DaVinci Resolve, the updates and how much Blackmagic, which is the owner of Resolve, are improving their software, improving their user experience is unparalleled. So they're actually on top of a lot of things, making life very easy for us. Now, this video is not a video to make you switch to DaVinci Resolve. No, this is a video to show you why I switched and how it's helped me. And if you want to start editing and you're looking for a good free video editing software, I highly recommend DaVinci Resolve. Any video editor is going to take time to master and learn. And if you're a professional in Premiere Pro or Final Cut Pro or DaVinci Resolve, you are still a good editor, just with a different software. Now, these different softwares do allow you to do different things depending on what you want to do, but that doesn't change the fact that you are a good editor if you spend a lot of time. So I hope this video kind of shed light to you on what video editor to use. There are plenty out there. I highly recommend DaVinci Resolve. Again, like I said, if you enjoyed this video, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. And do not forget, as always, get it done.